What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Lockdown! Now, Lockdown is the primary villain from the new Age of Extinction movie, but I don't think he's very well represented here in this figure, especially when you consider the figure versus what we are seeing as a character model in the movie. Now, I'm not saying that that's going to be impossible to replicate, but it is, especially with the Bayformer-esque Transformer styling that we have here. But I have to say, this figure we got is actually pretty good. It's really very interesting, though it does share a transformation with a Dark of the Moon Roadbuster, or Deluxe Class Roadbuster. Very, very strange. The figure is the standard Deluxe Class size, though they are getting a bit smaller. I mean, here's 5-inch Lord Zed next to a Deluxe Class figure, so you can see that the Deluxe Classes aren't really all that big anymore. He comes with this gigantic gun that was shown off at the very beginning of the movie, and I think he used it one other time to shoot Prime in the chest. It does launch a missile via a pressure missile, but that missile does not go very far at all. You can attach it to Lockdown's head via this clip at the tip of my finger, and that attaches. It's not exactly easy, but with a bit of force you could get it on there, and the result is really kind of silly. Let's be honest. I mean, that's just really kind of dumb. I get what they're going for, but it feels unnecessary, and in the movie, I think it was unnecessary as well, but oh well. Posability of the figure is pretty decent, though you are going to run into some problems with some top heaviness due to all of the backpack kibble that the figure is sporting on his back. The overall proportions are okay, though I feel the chest area is a little bit off in just general proportionality, and, well, the giant gun is just ridiculous. Posability, as I said, is pretty decent. Ball joints and swivel joints at all the major joint areas, and a limited ball joint at the head. Overall, though, it's not a bad figure to pose. Just be careful and make prodigious use of the giant cannon as a third leg, or a thing to lean on. That helps a lot. Head sculpt is quite good, with some very, very nice detailing and really good molding. However, it's just kind of a Destro-esque mask. You don't really get much detailing in it from the fact that it's all silver. There's no paint app differentiating the features, though when you do get up close, it is highly detailed, as I said. The figure does possess some light piping, however, you do need to be aware that the section of his head that's cut out does make the light piping a little less effective. Though it is muted, it still works. The figure's transformation is pretty easy but satisfying, and it's actually one of the easier Bayformer figures. To start off with, turn the arms so that they are pointing in towards the figure, and then push them out along the outside of the arms. Then come underneath the figure, or I should say come to the back of the figure, and grab the wheels at his hips and pull forward to detach the hips from the backpack. And then continue pulling forward to extend the body of the figure forward away from the back, and, well, the head just kind of floats in the air. Take the torso and the legs and turn them 180 degrees, and then take these chest bits and flail them out as far as they will go. Reach to the back of the figure and unfold the windscreen and the hood of the Lamborghini vehicle mode, and then fold the back up and get it underneath the front of the vehicle mode, and those chest pieces will flip up onto the hood, or just to the side of the hood to form the quarter panels. Turn the legs such that the front of the feet are pointing outside the figure, then fold up the feet and join the legs together. Then at the abdomen section of the robot mode, fold that up underneath the body of the vehicle mode and snap them into place. Now notice that the robot mode is kind of, the robot head is kind of staring at his own crotch. That's just weird. Next, and oddly enough, very similar to the one-step change figures, or the larger one-step change figures, fold up the arms to form the side of the vehicle mode, and they will actually peg into these pegs at the upper thigh. And then fold the back sections up and snap them into place. And here we have one Lamborghini vehicle mode. The Lamborghini vehicle mode is actually very, very accurate to its real-life counterpart. And I actually like this vehicle mode a lot, even though you can see robot kibble inside. The only complaint I have with the vehicle mode is that the doors don't really seem to want to get right up in there, if you see what I mean. There's a big panel gap there. It's not that big a deal, but it just irks me. One little bit of paint app that I'm really surprised at is they painted rear calipers orange, which this car actually comes with when you purchase it. He has rear calipers painted. And for those that aren't car fans, that means that he has actual painted brakes on those back wheels. Very hard to see, but the orange brakes are in there. Very, very cool. Now, the giant gun can fit on the vehicle mode very inconspicuously, I might add. Just attach it onto the back, and I mean, no one is going to notice this at all. I mean, this is really a robot in disguise, right? All joking aside, I think the only complaint I really have about this figure is the giant gun. I think the gun's just laughably too big, though it does help in posing. The transformation for the figure is a lot of fun, actually. I find I like this transformation, and overall, I like this figure. I have a little bit of qualms with his proportions, and yeah, that gun is just obscenely big in a funny, cartoony way. But overall, the figure is actually, I think, worth having. And he's the only lockdown figure I can think of that is actually worth owning. The one-step change figures are laughably stupid and dumb, and this one you actually have a figure that has a face, which I appreciate, as opposed to that monochromatic hunting mask that he uses. Now, if you think about a way to store the gun in robot mode and thinking that, hey, you can maybe just peg it in here, you really can't, because the hood section just completely gets in the way of it actually sticking onto his back. So he does have to wield it some way in robot mode. Other than the gun being just laughably large, as I said, Lockdown's a pretty cool figure, and I think he's worth having in your Age of Extinction collection. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video review of Transformers Age of Extinction Deluxe Class Lockdown. As always, I've been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch you next time.